we spent about 25 to 30% less ad spend a month capturing that revenue. So that just kind of proved that like, okay, the previous agency was not using a sound strategy. And
now we have a run rate of somewhere around 2.5 to 3 million, and we're not even done with our first year, in business. So it's pretty incredible to say that, you've got a run rate of 3 million, you're only 6 months into business.
We grew and we grew and we grew. And even though we had 40% year-on-year budgets, we hit it.
We've grown almost 20% from last year to this year to date. So
we definitely saw an increase in active subscribers. That was a win that's come out of it for sure.
Like we are from here to there. We are so happy with the result that we are seeing right away.
To grow 40% is quite phenomenal. So it's really good to see.
We were able to bring down the cost of conversion to below $50, which is really good.
We have increased the sales, of course, year on year. So we're very happy about it.
You've exceeded our expectations across the board.
My name is Zach Lutton. I own Zedrix here in San Antonio, Texas, and it is a meal prep company. Yeah, we just make really delicious meals for busy people.
I'm Adam Hotchkiss, and past life, I was a practicing doctor and a surgeon. And I left that to form Algo RX, which we're talking about today, which is basically a direct-to-consumer telehealth platform.
I'm Aaron Santinello, the marketing director at Gnarly Nutrition, a sports nutrition company out in Utah.
I'm Noah. I work for Funky Food. We deliver fruit and veg direct-to-consumer, cosmetically rejected produce that doesn't meet the beauty standards.
My name is Ryan Vaughan. I'm head of e-commerce at Globetrotter. I've been here for 10 years. And in that time, we've gone from, I think we started about 50 grand a year. And now 50 grand a week would be considered an okay week. So we've come a long way in the past 10 years. And it's been a bit of a journey as anyone would be after 10 years. But we're growing, we're getting better, we're getting stronger. And we're getting stronger in the marketing channels, and that's all down to you, Mr. Andre.
Business was a little shaky before we started working together. We were averaging about $30,000, low 30s a week in sales.
We know we have the solution to a lot of people's problems, but people just don't know that we exist. Because we're definitely a company for somebody who knows what they need. So we were looking for somebody to just help put us in front of those people who knew what they needed. And we did work, I think, with a company before you, and it was just awful. I think when I met with you the first time, I was telling them, like, the creative that this other company is giving is like, I could do that with my eyes closed on like the old Microsoft Paint. Like, it's so bad. And I'm a doctor. I shouldn't be better than my graphic designer at creating creative, So that was a big pain point too, was like, we tried another team and they were just putting out such generic stuff that I felt ashamed to even have my name behind. So that was a problem too. We didn't have somebody creating the right creative, and maybe they were putting it in front of the right people, but it looked awful. And it was a terrible representation of our brand. And that really bugged me.
We started working with each other. I was still only like 3 or 4 months into the role too at Gnarly, but the business was essentially a 10-year-old startup. As funny as that is to say, kind of stagnated at a certain level of revenue, not really growing for a number of years. And then when I started, really found out that their paid media partner of 4 or 5 years was just not really providing that growth that they needed. Which led us to HoloGrowth after doing a bunch of agency interviews. So that's kind of what brought us to where we are now.
We were struggling to scale our ad spend sustainably and in a consistent way. It was very cyclical, going up and down, and we were never able to keep increasing it and maintain the same efficiency.
We obviously have massive expectations, and of course, with the influx of new cash, we went along with the biggest marketing agencies that we could find. So we started that up. We spent an absolute ton of money, but the overall profitability of e-commerce absolutely tanked. Yes, we were getting a huge amount of sales, but the profitability of the channel, it was not sustainable. When you're paying such high monthlies, retainers, and lots of people getting involved, you have to spend an awful lot of money in order to make that profitable. And unfortunately, we probably wasn't in the best spot to be able to do that back then. So we moved away from, the biggest of marketing agencies to a kind of middle of the road marketing agency. During that time, obviously there's big promises made, especially down social, and effectively there wasn't much going on. We was not growing as much as we wanted to. A lot of the time they were obviously presenting ROI, and it was mainly from brand that was generating it. So we wasn't necessarily getting too much new business, to the point where we stopped working with any agencies for, I think it was 9 months before you started off at Apandre. How do we say it? We struggled during that year. Of course we did, because we didn't have any marketing other than kind of 4 or 5 branded keywords. So when it comes to dipping our toe back in, we'd been hurt twice before. When we met you, Andre, it was all about being able to scale in our own time, to be able to do it profitably, and to effectively gain our confidence back in the marketing channels. Because, as I said, we've been burnt twice before with marketing agencies. But last year was the first year that we took a big, big step up. We finally hit a new threshold. And as we stand this year, we are almost doing it again. It is another big step up. Not treading water when I think the rest of the industry, especially in luxury, are down year on year. We are trading 30-40% up again. So very happy with the way things are at the moment, and trying to figure out how we do this again next year.
Our first month, we did around 70,000 in revenue. Last month, I believe we did 230,000 in revenue. This month should be 260 or more thousand in revenue. So we've seen, 15 to 25% month over month growth every single month. Now we have a run rate of somewhere around 2.5 to 3 million, and we're not even done with our first year, in business. So it's pretty incredible to say that, you've got a run rate of 3 million, you're only 6 months into business. And, that's probably a large part to do with what you guys have helped us to do as well.
When HoloGrowth took over, not only did revenue stay relatively stable, we spent about 25 to 30% less ad spend a month capturing that revenue. So that just kind of proved that, the previous agency was not using a sound strategy, and HoloGrowth is just really on it with their tactics and being efficient and impactful. And now that we're about 2.5 months into working with them, November 2025, huge month for CPG brands with Black Friday, Cyber Monday. We are aggressively focused on new consumers. And when we look at our new consumer orders in this month compared to last November, it's up 102%. So, that kind of just proves that HoloGrowth is putting a strategy in to reach new consumers, and it's actually working. So, really excited to see those numbers. Really just, excited to see that compound into 2026, into the future, and really see Gnarly start growing.
We definitely saw an increase in active subscribers, but you guys definitely got the ball rolling and increased the ad spend by quite a bit, and now it has stabilized. So that was a win that's come out of it for sure.
We've grown almost 20% from last year to this year to date. So that's been a really good thing to see. And our return on ad spend is a minimum of four times on our return, which is great. So there's been so many great opportunities and wins that we've had working together, that and also a lot of things that I've learned along the way. So not a lot of hard lessons this time around, more like things to continue to fix and work on to help us continue to grow and be a leader in the meal prep industry, especially in our city of San Antonio. So
every dollar we give you, you give us back $5 in sales or $7 in sales. And it's been amazing to be able to work with you guys who can figure all that out for us. If you guys see an Algo ad out there, know that was Andre's team.
Andre, as a founder, it's just great to have that connection and really helped us achieve our goals this year.
I wanted to make sure that I worked with an agency that would be multifaceted and work with multiple different ad buying opportunities. With you guys, you know that our success is your success. And I think that that's really, to me, an important part of a relationship with any other, business to business.
It's just been amazing. I mean, HoloGrowth's been pushing on our e-commerce agency to get better, calling out all these like CRO issues and user experience issues on our site. It's just the positive effect of HoloGrowth on our entire business has already been seen in the first 2-3 months. So super satisfied. The second you start engaging with HoloGrowth, you're gonna see the level of thoughtfulness and expertise within the paid media space right away. And as the amount of upfront work HoloGrowth puts into that initial engagement without being compensated is honestly it's something to respect. So, I think just starting that engagement will open your eyes and make you realize that, HoloGrowth is the right partner to move forward with. Andre's team's kind of all over the world, and it's fun to work with different personalities. And again, everybody on a team is so amazing and so communicative and has great ideas. And it's just been nothing but a pleasure experience working with Andre and his team.